The forest was quiet the morning everything changed. Too quiet. No rustling of tiny paws. No soft chirping mews. Nothing but the cold wind pushing through the leaves like a whisper of warning. And in the middle of that lonely silence lay a newborn bobcat kitten, trembling, hungry, and completely alone to hook if fate hadn't intervened at that exact moment. If one loyal German shepherd hadn't wandered into the clearing, this story would have ended before it ever began. But sometimes, life sends us the hero we never expect, wrapped in fur, with gentle eyes, and a heart big enough to protect what others abandon. This is their story. The Discovery Leo, a 5-year-old German shepherd known across the countryside for his intelligence and sharp instincts, was out on his usual morning walk with his owner, Hannah. The forest had always been Leo's playground, his sanctuary. But that morning, he froze, his ears shot up, nose twitching sharply. Hannah watched him curiously. "What is it, boy?" she asked. Leo didn't answer, of course, but he didn't have to. He bolted, pulling the leash free from Hannah's hand, sprinting toward a small opening between the trees. His paws skidded to a stop near a fallen log. And there, curled into himself, shaking from cold and fear, was the tiniest bobcat kitten Hannah had ever seen. Its fur was matted with dew. Its mother nowhere in sight. Leo nudged the kitten with his nose, whining softly. The kitten didn't run, too weak to even lift its head. And something in Leo's posture shifted. This wasn't prey. This wasn't danger. This was a life begging to be saved. "Leo, what do we do?" Hannah whispered, feeling the weight of the moment. Leo responded by lying down beside the kitten, letting his body heat seep toward the frail creature. That was the first sign. The moment the bond sparked, the moment one heart recognized another. Bringing the kitten home, Hannah knew the rules of nature. Wild animals belonged in the wild. But this wasn't a wild situation anymore. This was survival. She wrapped the kitten in her scarf and held him close as they headed home. Leo walked beside her the entire time, never taking his eyes off the tiny bundle in her arms. When they got home, the real challenge began. The kitten, whom Hannah named Ash, refused to eat. Every few minutes he cried out, a desperate, heartbreaking sound no animal lover could ignore. Leo couldn't stand it. He paced around Ash, whining, nudging him, licking his head as if trying to say, "You're not alone. I'm here." And for the first time, the kitten responded. He pushed his tiny face into Leo's fur and fell asleep. Challenges they faced. Challenge 1. Ash's fragile health. The vet warned Hannah that the kitten's chances of survival were slim. He lost his mother too early. Even with care, this will be very difficult. But Leo did not accept that. Every feeding time, he lay beside Ash. Every nap, he curled around him like a warm blanket. Ash seemed to draw life not only from milk, but from Leo's presence. Challenge 2. Instinct versus nurture. Bobcats are wild. Their instincts differ from domestic pets. As Ash grew, his claws sharpened, his reflexes quickened, his play became rough. More than once, he swiped too hard. Once, he caught Leo's muzzle, leaving a thin red scratch. Hannah panicked, but Leo didn't. He simply licked the kitten's head again, as if saying, "You're learning. It's okay." This patience, this unconditional acceptance, allowed Ash to grow without fear. Challenge 3. The outside world. Neighbors were worried. A bobcat? In your home? That's dangerous. What if it attacks the dog? But Hannah knew what they didn't. Ash was not dangerous. Ash was family. Still, the world's doubts weighed heavily. Would Ash someday outgrow a domestic home? Would he stay safe? Would he stay gentle? Leo, as if sensing the tension, watched over Ash even more. He guided him, corrected him, protected him. Just like a true parent, a growing bond. Months passed. Ash grew stronger, faster, more confident. But no matter how wild his instincts became, there was one thing he never outgrew. He always slept curled beside Leo. Every morning, Ash followed Leo's footsteps around the house, mimicking him, down the hallway, through the yard, to the water bowl. He learned boundaries. He learned patience. He learned trust. Leo taught Ash how to play without hurting others. Ash taught Leo how to be gentle with something fragile. Together, they healed the emptiness inside each other. Hannah realized something profound. Family is not defined by species. Family is defined by love, protection, and loyalty. The turning point. One evening, a thunderstorm struck unexpectedly. Lightning cracked the sky, shaking the windows. Ash panicked, His instincts kicked in. His heart raced. He hid under the couch, trembling. Leo immediately crawled under with him, though he barely fit. His presence calmed Ash. Slowly, the kitten pressed against Leo's chest, soothed by the steady rhythm of his breath. That night, Ash realized something. He may have lost his mother, but he had found a protector who would never leave. A challenge that tested everything. When Ash reached 6 months old, another issue arose. Wildlife authorities had learned about him. A bobcat raised in a home was unusual, and they suggested relocating him to a sanctuary. Hannah's heart broke at the thought. And Leo refused to leave Ash's side for a moment, sensing the emotional storm brewing around them. But something unexpected happened. The sanctuary team visited to evaluate Ash and were stunned. This wasn't a confused or aggressive wild animal. This was a balanced, affectionate, secure young bobcat. Thanks to Leo, in a surprising twist, they approved Ash to stay under a special care license due to his unique bond and stable behavior. Leo had saved Ash's life again, this time with love that transformed instinct itself. The day Ash found his purpose. As Ash grew into a graceful, powerful young bobcat, the bond with Leo deepened. Instead of growing distant, he became protective. When neighborhood kids visited, Ash stayed close by Leo's side, learning how to behave. When Hannah walked through the woods, Ash walked on one side while Leo walked on the other, a perfect duo guarding their family. Ash had found the warmth he never had. Leo had found the child he never expected. And Hannah? She found a reason to believe that kindness can reshape destiny. Final message and emotional ending. In a world where differences so often divide us, this unlikely pair showed something extraordinary. Love is not limited by species. Family is not limited by blood. And kindness has the power to rewrite fate. Ash survived because Leo chose compassion over instinct. Leo thrived because Ash chose trust over fear. Together, they created a bond strong enough to overcome nature, doubt, and every challenge thrown their way. And every night, as Ash curls up against Leo, bigger now, stronger, yet still that same fragile soul he once was, you can see one truth. Sometimes the greatest miracles begin with a single act of kindness. Call to action for your channel. If this story touched your heart, tell me in the comments. Backhand index pointing right. Do you believe animals can form true emotional bonds across species? Backhand index pointing right. What part of their journey moved you the most? Your voice matters. Your thoughts matter. Let's talk about it below. Speech balloon red heart. And if you want more stories that heal, inspire, and spread compassion, White Medium Star, subscribe to my channel. Be kind always. White Medium Star, your support helps me share more powerful stories just like this one. Because kindness is something the world can never have too much of.